Hello, Rocio. I hadn't seen that you are connected already.
Hello, mister.
That it was taking time to get connected. But there you are. How is everything?
It's fine, mister. And you? How was your day?
My day was okay. I transmitted classes from home. Can you see my board? It's full of answers to questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that happens is because I taught from here, from home. And other times, yeah. Usually that's what happens. And sometimes I use it with these classes as well. But most of the times it's with the school. Um, are you kind of nervous because of this Sunday?
Yeah.
I am. I can confess that I am because this situation of the National Party. Well, the truth is that now they have been showing on TV a lot of information of the things they have done, and some some of the numbers they give you or the information make it out, make it like, but the last part is the one that doesn't make it out. The one of the hospitals, the one of the medicine, the buildings, the drugs. In the case of his brother in jail in the United States, that is like very too clear. But when you hear of all the things that he has done, and then you think, where's the money that they confiscated to Los Valle Valle, to Los Cachiros in general? Where's all that money? Why they don't give clear accounts of that? And then you go back to reality. But when you listen to them, I understand now why they convince many people. Why they convince many people.
Yes.
That's why. That's what I might say that I am a little uh, nervous about this Sunday because, in the other hand, they are bringing people from Venezuela of the old treatments that Mel Zelaya made with Hugo Chavez. And they are true. I mean, everything happened. Everybody knows that that happened. But that Chavez died about 9 or 8 years ago, and Maduro is too poor, and neither Mel, neither Xiomara have gone to Venezuela. In the other hand, Orlando Hernandez went to Nicaragua and signed treaties with another socialist, because Nicaragua has a socialist, apparently, socialist government.
It's really confused everything.
Exactly. So that's when you think of well, I'm not confused about my vote. My vote will go to the coalition they made. I was longing for that coalition. I was really wondering why they did it. And now that the Liberal Party has Gianni Rosenthal, who was not proved to be him, the one in the laundering. He was condemned because he didn't investigate the people that was putting money in his bank, so much money that the amounts were so big, and he didn't like investigate, and that's why he paid the penalty of the 3 years in the USA, not because of his like he laundering money, but because they caught the ones that were laundering money in his bank, and he didn't know, he didn't investigate, he didn't like do anything to avoid that happening. That's what really happened. And so practically he's not exactly a thief, he's not a launderer.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, and It's hard. Well, that's what he said, that he didn't know, but it's hard to believe. Juan Orlando Hernandez says that he didn't know that Tony was trafficking with drugs. Pepe Lobo said he never knew, he didn't know exactly about the Social Security involvement of the National Party. And like that, everybody has something that they didn't know. And that
Like usually with their.
exactly. So ah, and so well, I'm not doubtful about the coalition. In the coalition is Mide, Capitan Santos Orellana, who is very he's the one that took out the lead of all the podredumbre that was inside the police and the drugs and everything. He was the one. That's why they want to disappear him. But that's why he got into the coalition. Maybe he can get one or two deputies in the government. And also Salvador, I'm with Salvador. I'm always been with Salvador. I trust in him. He's unstable. He's really unstable. And that is the only thing he has against him. But there are so many other good things in which you can trust in him. You can trust in Salvador economically. He has never been involved in any economical, neither breakdowns, neither bankruptcy, or closing any companies. He has opened companies and never closed them. And he knows about macroeconomy and microeconomy. He was a very good teacher at the National University. And also, he has these programs on TV for more than 30 years now, Cinco Deportivo and Xero da Dinero. So that makes you trust in him. In politics, one day they say one thing and the next day they say another according to the movements of the other political parties. They cannot keep in one thing and the other political parties moving here and there. So I trust Salvador. And Pino, the lady, Doña Doris Gutierrez, I trust in her too. She's very honest. She's the one that always, whenever they approve something wrong in the Congress, she came out saying it. She came out straight to the press and said, they approved something really bad in there. They approved something I was not agreeing with. I voted against, and she was always very sincere. Who else is in the coalition? Pino, Mide, Salvador, of course, Libre, and there's somebody else. I think it's another independent. Oh, there is a section of the Liberal Party that they came back to lead. No, there's a section from Libre that they came back to Liberal, and they are like a separate section, and they call themselves something. How do they call themselves? Liberales, pro something. I don't remember, but they are kind of different than the others, the other liberales. So they don't support Jani. Well, those are my ideas. I'm right. I'm sorry. I was filling out the document that I'm not supposed to, and I was kind of distracted. Okay, let me see if there's others coming that the sound doesn't tell me anything. No, there's no, only you and me. Okay, let's get into practice. There's out of this that I was trying to or inviting you to use on your vacation time. I don't know how you practice, but I noticed that you practice your English. Do you have somebody to practice at home?
Yeah, I practice with Angie and with other friends.
Ah, okay, that's nice.
There in my home, no one. I have no one.
Okay, but there's somehow you practice, and that is very good. That is really nice. lot of this lady, of this little girl, Anne with an E, is that the original book's names are Anne of Green Gables. Uh, well, Anne with an E, the series with Netflix. Too bad that I don't have Netflix in my. I only have one share, and it's in the cell phone. If I want another share, I have to pay another share if I want it in my computer. Though they told me that they give me the key, the password, I might connect it to my computer too. I opened so many windows today with my students that I'm closing the ones that I know I will need. And that song by Adele, I played it last night to one of the students of the other group. Okay, the Ku Klux Klan. That was with the other class too. I'm gonna post Adele. But I have opened Anne with an E, the audiobook. I think it's the first. Is that it by seasons? It should have 7 seasons. Netflix has only 3 seasons. So maybe they have also the chapters of these seasons. I haven't seen, but I found the audiobook.
Yeah, yesterday I found the PDF book, the first one, the first, and I started reading, but only page.
Okay, yeah, whatever, a little amount every day makes a lot at the end. Okay, I'm gonna play this page that was that's the one I discovered yesterday, the audiobook. I don't really know if it's the first one or is it audiobook. I'm with an E. Let me see. I can find out if it's the first or the second.
She often sat there because she could see the Avonlea Road very well from there. A man with a horse and buggy came up the road. It was Mrs. Lynde's neighbor, Matthew Cuthbert. "Where's Matthew going?" thought Mrs. Lynde in surprise. "It's 3:30 in the afternoon, and he has a lot of work on his farm. Where's he going? And why is he going there?" Matthew Cuthbert lived with his sister, Marilla, in Green Gables, a large old house near Mrs. Lynde's home. Later, Mrs. Lynde walked to Green Gables.
Yeah, that is the very first one. That's when they describing where they live and the travel he makes, the trip that Matthew was making, going to look for Anne. It's Anne with an E season 2 trailer. Well, this is a trailer. See if I can open it. Season 1, episode 1. Yeah, there are some episodes in here. Probably too much, a little piece of one. But what will be happening with the others? What do you think? Why they are not in class?
I don't know, maybe they are busy.
They are busy, yeah. Of course, they are busy with something else. This is the trailer. I don't want trailers. I want the chapter. Season 1, episode 1. Maybe it only says official trailers. Season 2. The Anne and Gibbon story from Anne with an E. This is a different part. That's just the love story. Because because she doesn't get married that easy. But I saw some chapters here. Only trailers, trailers, and trailers. Clips. I'm reading the season 1. Maybe if I write chapter 1. Only no, only the trailers and little things. Okay, the Gilbert and Anne story, it's a different thing, but like, well, we can try to watch that. It takes 21 minutes.
Talk about my sister.
Who's your sister?
Christy Andrews, Dominic.
Sure, I didn't think you being nasty.
Is that why she was crying all night? Gonna teach you a lesson, Fido. You're bad, Tom. Bad Tom. Hey, Billy. How's it going?
This is the one in love with her since the very beginning, since she first saw her. He fell in love with her, even though she felt she was ugly because she has freckles, like us, and that she is red hair. It doesn't have subtitles, too bad, and I want something with subtitles. I did to add a few scenes from chapter 3, which I missed, including the wedding scene where they look at each other. I just finished watching this show on Netflix, and I am so glad I did. I had so many requests to make a video on Anne, so I was very excited to watch the 2 seasons. It's a really great show, and I was hooked after the first episode. Me too. Hopefully, they will kiss in season 3. They do. I broke this up to 4 chapters. Look after you, the prey. Oceans, secret. I, Eric Argis, find my way back. Lonely by Billie Eilish. Ah, the song. I thought it was gonna have subtitles, but it doesn't have. And with the D, season 1, chapter 1. Maybe if I just write and with an you ever look at the resume, Sound of Midnight, and Mariela, Marimuere. Temporada 4. Trailers coming temporada 4. It doesn't exist. They haven't done it. Netflix hasn't done it. Mary's Funeral, the action. But I swear that I have seen Spanish. This is 1310. 20% of reference, but it's in Spanish. No, I don't need it in Spanish. Primera temporada doblado latino. The way of the Green Day book, but this is only the one we saw yesterday. Stupid and Man, Season 3, Season 2, official trailer. Then best end with any moments. It would be nice if it has some subtitles.
Different isn't bad. It's just not the same.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 and with an E moments.
Well, I'm sure the girl will be only too happy to tell you every little detail.
Different isn't bad. It's just not the same.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 and with an E moments.
Well, I'm sure the girl will be only too happy to tell you every little detail of what happened. She's got that tongue of her own, that's for certain.
How did it all get so mixed up? I was writing about justice and equality. What could be more virtuous than that? You are a wish come true. I never knew I was making.
For this list, we're looking at the most memorable moments from the show. As is to be expected, a spoiler alert is now in effect. Did your favorite moment make the list? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Gilbert protecting Anne. Fans of the books were anxiously awaiting Gilbert and Anne's first meeting, which ended up happening in the 3rd episode of the show. While Anne is walking to school one day, she's cornered and bullied by Billy Andrews.
I'm gonna teach you a lesson, Fido. You're a bad dog. Bad dog.
Gilbert witnesses the scene and shows up to protect Anne, though their relationship doesn't remain friendly for long.
You're welcome. Need anything else? Any dragons around here need slaying?
Dragons.
One of the most iconic moments of the first Anne of Green Gables book occurs when Gilbert teases Anne, calling her carrots, and she just breaks her school slate over his head.
Do you know this word, slaying? Around here, it's slaying. When he's talking about dragon.
Need anything else? Any
Do you need anything else? Any dragons?
dragons around here need slaying?
Around here needs slaying? You understand slaying?
No, not really.
Killing. It's another word to say killing. Only that when you mean slaying, it's usually using spades, knives, but not necessarily, but it leads you to think about that, to a big sword, espadas, machetes, cuchillos, blades. But not necessarily. Slaying is matar.
Slaying.
¿Algún dragón que mate por aquí?
No, thank you.
One of the most iconic moments of the first Anne of Green Gables book occurs when Gilbert teases Anne, calling her carrots, and she just breaks her school slate over his head.
I'm talking to you.
And she gets not a spell. She goes away. He's the one who is bothering her. He wants to call the attention of her, but what happens is that Anne has a best friend, and that best friend has another friend who's in love with this boy. And the Anne doesn't know that the other girl has already talked to her, telling her about not getting even close to Gilbert. But Gilbert loves Anne, and the other girl loves Gilbert. And so he started bothering her because she doesn't pay attention. She called her carrots because of the color of the hair that is like orange.
The scene in the show totally does this moment justice, showing Anne's uncontainable ire. Number 9, the raspberry cordial. Another memorable moment from
The cordial is the one that they were supposed to drink, and she didn't drink the cordial. She drank the alcohol.
the novel, which was adapted excellently for the screen, involves a mix-up of currant wine and raspberry cordial. Anne is allowed to invite Diana over for tea, but ends up inadvertently serving her friend alcohol without realizing it.
There is so much to look forward to when we are even older. Yes, we're
Diana becomes drunk, and her parents, understandably, forbid her from being friends with Anne any longer.
You were not a fit little girl for Diana to associate with, but it wasn't on purpose. Moreover, the girls are not to sit together at school. They are not to fraternize in any manner at any time.
Luckily, in the following episode, Anne manages to get back in their good books by saving their other daughter Minnie's life when she comes down with a severe illness.
I must admit, she's got a presence of mind quite unusual in a child her age.
Number 8, Matthew and Anne's meeting. In the very first episode of Anne with an E, Anne arrives in Prince Edward Island to be picked up by Matthew at the train station. Unfortunately, she's not exactly who he was expecting.
I can also imagine that I'm already a disappointment too. I'm aware that I'm not much to look at, even though I'm thin, I'm very strong.
He and his sister Marilla were hoping to adopt a boy to help out on their farm.
Well, I'm sure the girl will be only too happy to tell you every little detail of what happened. She's got that tongue of her own, that's for certain.
Anne, unaware of the mix-up, talks Matthew's ear off the entire ride home, charming him along the way.
If you have big ideas, you have to use big words to express them, haven't you?
Well, I suppose so.
For example, I am enraptured by this glorious landscape.
By the time they arrive at Green Gables, you'd have been hard-pressed to convince Matthew that he should send her back to the orphanage. Number 7, the first day of school. In the show's second episode, we learn that Anne was bullied before finding herself at Green Gables. The following episode, Anne starts at the local school and realizes that her larger-than-life personality may cause her to experience the same type of unkind treatment all over again.
It is a scrumptious pleasure to make your acquaintances, and I shall do my utmost to prove myself worthy of your friendship.
Acquaintances, conocer a alguien y darle crédito. Like, glad to make your acquaintances, encantadísimo de conocerla, muy encantada de conocerla. Así como la introducen aquí.
Same type of unkind treatment all over again.
Because of her personality, that causes problems to her in school. The show's second episode, we learned that
Was
Anne
bullied before finding
was bullied. Okay, they make bully to her before finding
herself at Green Gables. The following episode, Anne starts at the local school and realizes that her larger-than-life personality may cause her to experience the same type.
Okay, larger than life. When something is larger than life,
Was bullied before finding herself at Green Gables. The following episode, Anne starts at the local school and realizes that her larger-than-life personality.
larger than life personality is, you might have an idea, más grande que la vida. But that's like so happy. She is so alive. She's so that alive. So a living person. So a happy human. That's what they call you, like what you call larger than life. And her personality is like that. Of course, she has his sad moments when she cries, when she gets angry and everything, but she has reasons. Whenever that happens to her, is because she has a reason. But without those things, she will always be having a personality that is larger than life, a very happy personality.
May cause her to experience the same type of unkind treatment all over again.
It is a scrumptious pleasure to make your acquaintances, and I shall do my utmost to prove myself worthy of your friendship.
She left them speechless. They cannot like understand everything. I mean, they understand everything she says, but they don't understand why a little girl is expressing herself like that. How this little girl coming from an orphanage is speaking better than we do.
Anne looks sweet, and she knows ever so many big words. To use them all in every sentence.
When Diana introduces Anne to the other schoolgirls, some of them are immediately mean to her, and it becomes clear that she won't have an easy time making friends.
Why did they make you wear that old lady dress? It's just nice to have something new. If you're an orphan, I suppose I wouldn't be caught dead in it.
It's an upsetting sequence that makes the audience feel deeply for Anne. But luckily, over time, the other girls do eventually warm to her and her wonderfully quirky ways.
However, do you think
She, Anne, when she is like rejected by the other girls and bullied and always causing her trouble, she invents an imaginary friend. Cordelia, I think she calls her imaginary friend. And she opens a space like around the tree and encloses it. And she goes to be there alone In fact, there's moments when she doesn't go to school because she has been hurt. Like when that boy pulled her hair and called her carrots, and she crushed the notebook on him. The teacher punishes her, but doesn't punish him. And so that's the moment when she creates this space in the woods, in el bosque. There they are right now in that place.
Such amazing things, lady dress.
Imagine telling her that they made the dress with the dress of a lady, and it's true. It is true, because they have enough money to have dresses made, custom made for them. When you have custom, I think I already explained this. When you have something custom made, es el lujo que te das de hacer las cosas a tu medida, que te mandas a hacer tus vestidos, no compras los vestidos hechos, sino que tú tienes tu costurera. Hay alguna gente, algún sector de la sociedad que todavía pues hace custom made dresses or shoes. I had a co-worker, a teacher, maybe you heard about him, he died already a long time ago, Billy Peña. Did you ever hear about him? Maybe Edimar. Hello, Edimar, how are you?
Hi, Mister. I'm fine, thank you.
I'm okay, thank you. Did you ever hear about Billy Peña? He used to write for El Tiempo, Diario El Tiempo. Was a never? Okay. Let me tell you, because a little bit of
And she always doing
he wrote a column.
ella siempre hace las horas. Siempre hace las horas, pues lo único que no las ha reportado.
You're talking about your daughter.
Le voy a decir que las envíe.
Please. Okay. Let me tell you about Billy Peña. Billy Peña was another teacher in the school in Valle de Sula. In his pinky finger, this is called the pinky finger, the little one. I don't know how to show it to you in the yellow part, that the in the black, the pinky finger. He wore a ring that was custom made in Switzerland with a different, he had many, everyone with a different color. So he came every day with a different color of the ring of the pinky finger. Every day a different color, and only fantastic colors like diamonds, pearls, sapphire, rubies. So he has all very expensive. He was single, and he inherited all the money of his mother and all the money of his father. And he only had a sister, because he had investments that the parents made for him. They came from Panama, but he felt Honduran, very Honduran. And he was friend of all he called them campeños, los que trabajaban en las fincas bananeras. He called them the mis campeños. Well, Billy Peña, he was a historian, and his clothing, his shirt and his pants, he never bought one in a store. All of them were, as I was saying, custom made. Todo era hecho a su medida, hecho por sastres. Los mejores sastres de Londres. Él no compraba ropa en Honduras o en Estados Unidos. Es más, tampoco le gustaba Estados Unidos tanto. So he had his clothing custom made in London, and his shoes were made in, I think it was Spain. Yeah, his shoes were from Spain, and his lotions, he went to the original companies, original houses in Switzerland. Sus lociones eran, las mejores lociones vienen de Suiza y de París, creo, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Él iba a las casas principales a que le hicieran sus botes de loción totalmente original. ¿Sí? No, no era de las que salían al mercado ni nada. O sea, ese hombre era supermillonario y la maestra ahí
Exclusivamente, solo para él.
solo para él. O sea, todo, había lociones que no, que él sabía que no iban a venir a América, entonces él las compraba, él les pedía esas lociones. Well, there are so many stories to tell about him. He was a nice person, a very nice person with a lot of money, but his clothing was custom made, as I was explaining the word, because the girls in here, they are telling Anne why her dress is made of an old dress. Why did they make you wear that old lady dress? ¿Por qué te hacen usar ese vestido de vieja? And she says,
It's just nice to have something new.
it's just nice to have something new. Es bonito tener algo nuevo. Para ella es algo nuevo. Para estas otras queriditas es algo hecho de, o de una vieja o hecho de un vestido de otra señora. Pero para ella es nuevo.
If you're an orphan, I suppose.
If you're an orphan, I suppose. Si eres una huérfana, pues supongo.
I wouldn't be caught dead in it.
It's an upsetting sequence.
I suppose I wouldn't be caught dead in its an upsetting after. I suppose I wouldn't be caught up dead in. Supongo que no me moriría dentro de él. Así como que dice, oh, sí, es irresistible.
Hence, that makes the audience feel deeply for Anne. But luckily, over time, the other girls do eventually warm to her and her wonderfully quirky ways.
However, do you think of such amazing things all the time? Josh and Life, Diana. Josh and Life.
Number 6, Diana speaking to Gilbert on the train.
Admit it. You've been smitten with Anne ever since she first came to Avonlea and smashed your slate over your head.
By the end of the show's 3rd and final season, it's evident to pretty much everyone that Anne and Gilbert are in love. But they still haven't managed to get on the same page due to a series of mishaps and misunderstandings. In the series finale, Diana confronts Gilbert on the train, yelling at him and essentially telling him to get his act together in regard to Anne.
Then you show up at the ruins after exams and demand to know how Anne feels about you and give her all of 30 seconds to decide her entire future. And worst of all, you callously ignored the letter Anne wrote to you, even though she told you she loved you.
Luckily, her act.
The letter didn't get to his hands. That's something that he didn't know, that Anne has written a letter to him in which finally she tells him that she loves him. But for this moment, years have passed already.
Admonitions aren't totally necessary.
Do you truly have feelings for me?
Seeing Diana jump in to speak up for her best friend, even if it means eschewing her typical etiquette, just goes to show how close the bond is between the two young women. Number 5, Anne and Gilbert dance. Partway through the 3rd season, Anne and her classmates are practicing their steps for the upcoming county fair barn dance.
So, Anne, are you going to dance with Charlie tomorrow? Am I what?
By this point, the romantic tension has begun to build between her and Gilbert, and it's incredibly obvious when they begin to dance.
And sweep your raisins! Form another set. Here we go.
Even though they're in a crowded room, they only have eyes for each other, and time seems to slow as they lock eyes. This feels like a moment of marked change in their relationship, and it's certainly one that the fans who had been shipping them for 3 seasons have come to treasure. Number 4, the freedom of speech protest. After Anne publishes a controversial editorial in the newspaper, she finds herself coming up against resistance and is ultimately taken off her writing position.
At its core, the piece was stirring and thought-provoking. In a larger newspaper with a broader readership that is open to the changing times, your words might have made a positive impact.
The town elders attempt to control what is and isn't published in the paper, with divergent viewpoints never able to see the light of day.
It was with you that I told you the amendments of the United States. Was it with you guys? Yes, right? That I told you about how many articles are in the Constitution of Honduras? 379 and only 7 in the United States. Yeah, yes, it was with you. In amendment number 1, it gives you 3 freedoms and 2 rights. And one is the freedom of the press. Anne uses the freedom of the press. She's free to write whatever she wants to write. And she writes articles for newspapers, and she writes one article that causes a great impact. She writes something that really causes a great impact, and that's what they are. The teacher is admiring her, but the ladies are like bothering her, like saying that she should be more careful when writing. By Anne Shirley Cuthbert. Okay? She wrote the article.
One that the fans who had been shipping them for 3 seasons have come to treasure. Number 4, the freedom.
Number 4, the freedom of speech protest. I talked to you about the freedom of speech.
Of speech protest. After Anne publishes a controversial editorial in the
editorial, okay, it's an editorial that she writes in the local
newspaper, she finds herself coming up against resistance.
She finds herself coming up against resistance. She comes like, she talks about without these stupid archaic rules, sin estas reglas arcaicas y tontas. Think about what a revolutionary world we live in. Piensen en el mundo revolucionario en el que viviríamos.
And is ultimately taken off her writing position.
Okay. They cancel her writing position. The writing position that she was already working in, they cancel the job. La corren pues de trabajo.
Its core, the piece was stirring.
And at its core, the piece was stirring. Stirring es que revuelve. Algo, le das vueltas a algo, entonces lo revuelves. Stirring.
And thought-provoking.
And thought-provoking. Y provocando pensamientos.
In a larger newspaper with
a broader
readership.
So tu artículo publicado provocó que otro periódico con más tiraje, con más importancia, se empezara a revolver por el tipo de artículo que estabas escribiendo, que era más perteneciente a ellos que a este pequeño periódico de pueblerino.
It's open to the changing times. Your work
está abierto a tiempos de cambio.
might have made a positive impact.
Tus palabras podrían haber tenido un impacto positivo.
The town elders attempt to control what is and
los ancianos del pueblo tratan de controlar o intentan controlar lo que
isn't published in the paper.
No es publicado en el periódico.
With divergent viewpoints never able to see the light of day.
Con puntos de vista diversos que no podrían ver la luz del sol. O sea, no se podrían poner de acuerdo porque iban contra la Constitución de la República.
Dictate a list of acceptable topics and issue a list of what is not fit to print. Now, this mandate will ensure there are no more surprises.
All in favor?
Just a minute.
Done.
Anne and her classmates take up the cause of freedom of speech and stage a protest to express their views.
We are here to be heard. Even though we tried to silence our voices, well, we have a message for you.
This episode is a great example of how Anne with an E takes a modern issue and makes it relevant even when set in the 19th century.
Imagine the friends. They're saying here that they have a right, a freedom to be heard, a freedom to speak, and they are trying to make them silent.
Number 3, Cole finding a home. In the 2nd season, Anne befriends Cole, a boy who seems to have just as hard a time of fitting in as she does. Cole ultimately tells Anne that he's gay, in a storyline that definitely wasn't in Lucy Maud Montgomery's novels.
Ok, esto no sale en los libros. Cuando lean los libros no sale que Montgomery se vuelve, que es un gay, que confiesa que es gay. Eso fue adaptado para la serie en Netflix.
Josephine Bailey.
Papa's boys.
In one episode, they go to visit Diana's Aunt Josephine, who lives an eclectic life surrounded by members of the LGBTQ+ community.
You should expect a riotous good time. And you need not be anyone but simply yourself.
But I have such a history of doing just that and getting it all wrong and not fitting in, and it seems I'm not with everyone else.
Then you come to the correct party.
At a party at her house, Cole feels welcome, and by the end of the season, Anne finds out that Josephine has invited him to come and live with her so that he can openly be himself.
Your family.
I know, but I can be free here. Myself. I need to be who I am.
Number 2, Anne becoming a Cuthbert. Much of the drama of the first couple of episodes of the show comes from wondering if Anne will be able to realize her dreams and actually stay at Green Gables, or whether Marilla and Matthew will send her back to the orphanage.
I just don't want to get too attached. Not if it's all going to decided.
At the end of the second episode, however, their family's fate is cemented when they officially ask Anne to become a Cuthbert.
We want our name to belong to you.
I'm going to belong.
She signs the family Bible to confirm her addition to the family, but of course cannot let the moment pass without some of her signature theatrics.
With this pen, I take you, Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert, to be my family forever.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, the finale. Sadly, Anne with an E was canceled after the show's 3rd season, with the season finale being forced to act as a series finale. Luckily, though we definitely would have spent many more hours with these characters, their storylines were mostly wrapped up nicely. In this episode, the students take the Queen's exam, including Diana, who goes against her parents' will in order to do so.
Look what you're doing to your mother.
Why is it that who I am and what I want doesn't matter?
Joe, enough of this.
Most importantly for fans, however, Anne and Gilbert finally admit how they feel.
Over here. I have follow-up questions.
So do I.
Anne also finds some closure when she learns more about her birth parents and is able to feel a sense of connection to the woman who bore her.
You gave me my wish. My birthday wish. My lifetime wish.
Marilla takes her to the tomb of her mother. Remember that both of her father and mother died. So Marilla takes her to the place where her mother is buried. Donde está enterrada la mamá. Y por eso me dices my birthday wish, mi deseo de nacimiento de toda mi vida en realidad.
You are a wish come true. I never knew I was making.
Do you agree with
Eso es tan linda. Tú eres el sueño que quisiera hacer realidad que nunca solicité.
our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
¿Es peli, mister, o es series?
Sorry?
¿Es una película o es una serie?
Serious. It's books. Is that since you were very busy when I explained that, it's a series. There are 2 series of books. One is called The Little House on the Prairie. House on the Prairie. También la conocen como or Little House on the Woods. En vez de prairie, escriben woods. Bosque, que es lo mismo, la pradera o el bosque. Aquí la conocimos como la familia Ingalls. Esa presentaron toda la serie en la televisión aquí en Honduras cuando yo era un niño. Entonces, no pensaba ni hacer ninguna.
En Vica TV hace poco la estuvieron pasando.
Ay, veras, hombre, qué lindo.
Sí.
El otro se llama Anne of Green Gables. Green Gables es un lugar. Gable significa flores. Y green es verde. Green Gables, ayer lo mostré en el mapa, está en Canadá. Es un poquito cerca de la frontera con Estados Unidos, pero es la pradera canadiense. Y Anne crece un poquito lejos de ahí, o sea, nace. Pero al nacer su papá se muere. Así que ella prácticamente se cría en orfanatos y en casas, no sé cómo le dicen aquí, foster homes, o sea, hogares sustitutos. Y en ninguno la adoptan como familia, en todos la adoptan como trabajadora, como material humano para trabajar. Entonces ella, lógicamente, no ha sido tratada ni con amor ni con cariño, pero ella es bien especial, ella nació especial, ella es súper linda. Y ella, como la ponen a trabajar tanto, aprende de todo en cada casa, con cada familia que vive, aprende y aprende. La última familia con la que vivió hace varios años, y la señora tenía, creo que 3 pares de gemelos. Y con esos gemelitos ella aprendió mucho de las enfermedades de los niños, de cómo tratarlos, de cómo cambiarlos, cómo bañarlos, cómo cuidar niños así pequeños y verlos ir creciendo y todo, y cómo las diferentes enfermedades, las diferentes edades. Todo eso la hizo más y más y más inteligente a ella. Entonces, Netflix le cambió a la historia el nombre y le puso, así se llaman los libros, Anne of Green Gables, Anne with Anne E. Porque ella dice que Anne sin la E no es tan elegante, no es tan bonito, no es tan importante. Que si le ponen esa E al final a Anne, entonces ella se va a sentir mejor, y eso se lo pide ella a Marila. Marila y Matthew Cuthbert son 2 hermanos que nunca se casaron porque no quisieron, tuvieron oportunidad de casarse, perdón que me dio hipo, y tomando líquido. Pero entonces, ya van 3 veces este día que me da hipo. Nada común, de veras nunca me pasa. Entonces, ellos tienen una granja y la quieren trabajar. Y entonces la trabajan, pues, entonces necesitan ayuda. Ya están viejos, entonces piden un niño en adopción. Y la señora que hace las adopciones, la encargada, les trae una niña. La vecina, que es una vieja chismosa, sabe que la señora va por una niña, pero no sabe que los Cuthbert están pidiendo un niño. Cuando ella ve que Matthew sale a las 3:30 de la tarde en dirección hacia el centro del pueblo, donde pasa el tren, va de curiosa a preguntarle a Marila. Y Marila le dice que va a traer un niño que ellos pidieron en adopción. Y ella le dice que yo sepa, la señora que hace adopciones va por una niña a la estación del tren, no un niño. No, pero nosotros pedimos un niño, no una niña. Ellos tienen que emplear un niño francés. Bueno, siempre en Canadá muchos saben que se habla francés e inglés. Y el niño habla francés y se vive divertido. Por eso quería poner el primer episodio, pero no me dejó, eso no lo hallé. Ya hace tiempo lo encontré, creo que lo borraron. De eso estamos hablando, Irma, de las 2 series de libros. Que los estoy recomendando porque ya las clases terminan la próxima semana, el viernes 3. O sea, solo quedan estos días de esta semana y la próxima semana entera. Por cierto, el viernes yo tengo un evento muy importante en la iglesia, cosa que sucede solo una vez cada 4 años. Y voy a tener que pedir permiso por primera vez desde mayo. Por primera vez en Mentors, nunca he pedido permiso. Entonces, el viernes no sé si Mr. Denny va a dar la clase o qué va a suceder. Entonces...
No podemos terminar el jueves.
No sé, no creo que me dejen. Bueno, no
Sí,
sé.
le deja.
El
Sí, lo deja.
permiso me lo van a dar, pero no creo que suspenda las clases. No sé. Vamos a ver. Tengo que hablar con él ya mañana es jueves. Ok. Entonces, yo estoy recomendando estas 2 series de libros. De hecho, ya... perdón. Rocío me dice que ella buscó uno de ellos y lo encontró ¿En dónde lo encontraste, Rocío? Rocío?
Yes, Mr. I'm sorry.
Where did you find the book? It was Anne with an E, or Anne of Green Gables.
Anne of Green Gables.
Ajá. Encontraste el primer libro, ¿verdad? Parece.
Yeah.
In where?
I don't remember, but I have the PDF. I'll
Got it.
send you.
It's in the PDF. Okay, in PDF. Okay. Of course, you will. What I recommend to you guys is to have open with you along with the books. Yeah, erase this. The Little House on the Prairie and Anne with an E, or Anne of Green Gables. That is the name of the book. When you are looking for, when you're reading this, open also the Drive. I don't know if you have Google Drive. If all of you have Google Drive. There's another pattern. Let me see. Share the screen. What I do is I open no sé si tienen el Drive de Google, deberían bajarlo, es bien importante, les ahorra espacio, tiempo, ahí pueden guardar todo con seguridad, no necesita clave, pero sí necesitan entrar con su cuenta de Google, pues están conectados en su cuenta de Google, y tiene este traductor, miren, todos estos 9 puntitos son...
Nosotros ya lo usamos eso, con la maestra anterior usamos Drive, Google Drive, ahí guardamos, ahí hacíamos las tareas.
Se supone que se debe suceder. Entonces, ahí en el Drive, aquí está el traductor. Perdón, estas son las aplicaciones de Google. Entre las aplicaciones, yo dije Drive, pero estas aplicaciones está el traductor. Entonces, y el traductor les traduce de varios idiomas, o sea, no solo un idioma. Entonces, voy a poner la palabra Gables. Aguillones. El aguillón es un tipo de flor. A ver si pone Green Gables. Aguillones verdes. Anne of Green, Ana de los frontones verdes. Miren, aquí le cambió a frontones. En el título de Anne of Green Gables, Anne de los frontones verdes. A mí de Miami, las dos partes que me gustaron más cercanas allá a la ciudad, que no eran monte, pues que no eran las partes de fuera, era Coral Gables y la otra vez fue el... no, ¿cómo se llama? Qué barbaridad. De anoche lo mencioné. El Doral y Coral Gables. Son dos, son como neighborhoods, vecindarios, pero tienen cosas lindas, tienen bastantes flores, tienen bastantes cosas verdes, tienen cosas del pasado. Por ejemplo, en el Doral hay una calle que te lleva a algunas casas de las más viejas, de los primeros colonos que llegaron ahí, de los primeritos que llegaron de las 13 colonias. Todavía hay casas que las han reforzado, lógicamente, vive gente, usualmente son gente retirada que no hace mucha bulla, no hacen fiestas ni nada, pero está el camino donde subían los carros, por donde pasaba el tren, o sea, todo lo viejo, o sea, como que regresas al año 1800 o 1700 y pico, 1800 y pico. Regresas y es algo lindo. Anne of Green Gables, Ana del Frontón Verdes, esa es una. The other book, the other series, son series de libros. The Little House on the Prairie. La casita de la pradera. Oh, the little house on the woods. En el bosque. La casita en el bosque. Those are the two, the series of books that I am recommending for you to read and to learn. And I ask you to make use of the YouTube or any other platforms that might offer them to you. YouTube is the one that has the most, but if you have Netflix, you can find both in Netflix. Now, The Little House on the Woods, you can find it here in YouTube. That I'm sure that you can find it in YouTube. Escribí mal Little House in the Woods. The intro is like less than 1 minute. In here, you only see the characters. This is when they are traveling from the east to the west. The development of the United States started on your right hand, the east, to the west, to your left hand. So they moved from east to west. Those are Charles and Caroline, the fathers or parents of 3 girls. The one you see here is Laura, the naughty, la traviesa. Then you have Mary, the oldest, la mayor, and they have Carrie, the youngest one, the little one. He is Michael Landon. Okay? He is the...
Mister, sorry, you are not sharing your screen.
Again.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm showing nothing. So Michael Landon is him. He wrote el guión, the script, porque los libros los escribió la hija, los escribió Laura Ingalls, la hija del verdadero character, que es Charles Ingalls, y ella es pues Caroline Ingalls. El perro que vieron al principio se llama Jack, y hay muchas canciones acerca de ese perro llamado Jack. Ella es Laura. Se convirtió, y es Laura que en la vida real se convirtió en Laura Ingalls Wilder, la escritora famosísima. Mary. Harry. Little House on the Prairie, 1974, Season 3, Episode 10. Entonces ya ven adentro, temporada 3, episodio 10. Está como grabado de televisión.
Why are you bouncing on the bed in the middle of the night?
Gotta go talk to Pa.
Why?
Your stockings and your shoes. Because I want to. Besides, I always dreamed. You do not. Yes, I do. If I put my stockings on and then put my feet in the shoes, because
Beautiful, Carrie. Bello, Emilio.
Ma said we might never again see Grandma and Grandpa, or Aunt Docia and Aunt Ruby and Uncle George. Though it made me sad, I still thought it a fine thing to go where there had never been a road before.
Esos son los abuelos. Así, algo viendo que Carlos está robando la hija, la nieta.
We'd go where the land was more bountiful, he said, and he sold our house and land.
Bountiful, ¿sabes qué es bountiful? Abundancia. Bountiful. You can say abundance too, pero no es tan específica como bountiful. Cuando algo es bountiful, es realmente abundante, productivo, floreciente. Like the new Honduras that we want. We need a bountiful Honduras.
And Cal to pack whatever would fit in the wagon. I was glad Pa took his fiddle, for it makes a joyous sound.
Así solo están a la par con el traductor traceless, que no deja huellas. And in order for it, make a traceless now.
Mary was afraid to go, but I knew nothing bad could happen as long as we had Pa and Jack. Jack is my best and truest friend. And Pa says there has never been a better watchdog. I knew there would be rivers to cross and hills to climb, and I was glad. For this is a fair land, and I rejoiced that I would see it.
I was telling the other group, because I introduced this part also, I was recommending the same books to them too. The conversation group, talking about snow. It looks beautiful and nice. I hate it. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy the snow at all. Believe me, not for a minute. Whenever it's snowing, you cannot go out of the house. Sometimes not only one day, sometimes one whole week, you cannot go out of the house. The snow can come all the way up here. Look to this part of the tree. It can almost cover the wagon. They close the schools, they close the stores. You cannot go out anywhere. And it's not soft. I mean, yes, kind of soft, but it's ice. So that doing little angels on the snow, only if you were born in the United States, you might like that. I didn't like at all the snow. I didn't love snow. I was excited the first time when they told me that I was going to get there to Houston in a season when there was going to be snow. I was happy. But when I, like in the very beginning, when the snowflakes are falling in the very first moment, yeah, you feel like joy to put your hand and the snowflake falls and you don't even feel it, that it falls there in your hand. They are so soft and they are beautiful. They have shapes, beautiful shapes that you enjoy. But once the snow has settled and starts to grow on the ground, then you realize that it's not nice. Well, at least I didn't like it. I wouldn't live in a place where there is snow. Okay. This is episode 1, and this is the real Little House on the Prairie 1. Like this is the beginning. Then you can find many of the series. I think you can find that more complete. I would recommend you these other movies by Shirley Temple, but the English in here is not as literary. The other two series, the Anne of Green Gables and The Little House on the Prairie, are pure literature. They are merely literature. So That's why you learn language, structure, English structure, vocabulary, tenses of the verbs, like in any other movies, but with the intention of.
There should be an understanding, friend. Don't you think, Daddy?
With that intellectual fodder, I'm sure of it.
Have you seen her movies, Shirley Temple?
No.
Nobody, not even you anymore?
No.
Shirley Temple, wow, she's incredible. She was 3 years old when she started acting, and she has she tap dance. She was like the best tap dancer for a long time. And The Miracle of Anne Sullivan, have you ever seen?
I had no
This version is beautiful. Well, this is Portuguese.
idea that poor deaf and dumb child could be so violent.
Your sister is none of your concern, James. Don't you have some occasion you need to dress for?
Why don't I ever meet any of your young friends, James?
You know the story of Anne Sullivan? Anne Sullivan is the maid. I was talking about Anne Sullivan is the maid for no. Anne Sullivan y la niña se llama that she's deaf and blind, ciega y sorda, pero es una enfermedad que le da a los 19 meses a ella. Y Anne, la teacher, Anne Sullivan, le enseña a hablar y escribir. Ella es la que inventa el braille, el lenguaje braille. ¿Cómo se llama la niña? ¿Cómo se llama la niña? Qué barbaridad, no me puedo acordar. Helen Keller. Helen Keller.
Bienvenidas, mentes curiosas. ¿Conocéis la historia de Helen Keller, una mujer increíble que pese a ser sorda y ciega desde que era un bebé, logró graduarse en la universidad, triunfar como escritora y oradora y combatir la desigualdad social en el mundo?
Helen Keller. Y Anne Sullivan es no era empleada, era como tutora, institutriz en ese tiempo. Y ella le enseña a leer y a escribir en un lenguaje. La película que les recomiendo, la versión, es la de esta niña. Es fabulosa. Okay, so that's about a series of books that you can use when you are in vacation time. Of course, we're going to continue, but I want you to be prepared for vacation time, not saying that you don't have a source where to study, where to practice your English, because you will have enough, because I have others that I want to recommend you. Some of them we already studied here, but some others we haven't, and there's a lot of them in the series. Just pay attention to the titles, because you can look for them like that. Look, English conversation for daily life. These are short. This is only 13 minutes and 8 seconds. So it's like...
Siempre miro videos de Daily.
¿La serie?
No, sí, es que actúan así como ustedes.
Que ellas no la practicamos.
Y aquí estamos de nuevo, el candidato que tiene propuesta.
O sea, el objetivo de esto es que ustedes tal vez anden con sus audífonos y repitiendo, se va a refinar su pronunciación. Ayer explicaba a los del otro grupo que en inglés lo primero que se aprende es a leer. Es lo primero que se aprende a leer, aunque no entienda lo que lee, pero es lo primero que se aprende. Lo segundo que aprende es la pronunciación. Y empieza a aprender la pronunciación de tanto repetir, se empieza a aprender la pronunciación. Lo tercero que usted aprende es la comprensión. Empieza a entender, aunque no sepa pronunciar bien perfectamente, aunque no escuche bien, aunque no lo escriba bien, pero empieza a comprender el idioma, empieza a comunicarse en el idioma. Y lo último, lo que más cuesta es el oído, escuchar, empezar a distinguir.
Sí, yo creo que lo último es lo que más cuesta.
Esto debe llevarlo en el orden que se debe, o sea, ir repitiendo, buscando en el diccionario. Y entonces ya al final el oído se le va refinando desde las primeras etapas. Que por eso es que al niño se le hace repetitivo todo y le muestra en diferentes colores, en diferentes formas, dándole a entender para que él comprenda y escuche de diferentes formas. Yo por eso pues paso con este anotador con ustedes para que vean, porque entre más sentidos se involucran en la enseñanza, más rápido se aprende. Yo había escuchado que repitiendo algo 21 veces se le quedaba a uno, pero dice que son 65 en realidad. Ese es el último estudio científico que yo leí, lo leí. Si usted repite algo 65 veces, ya queda grabado y basta que usted haga un pequeño esfuerzo y lo saca. Retrieve se llama eso. Cuando ustedes quieren, no es recordar, en este caso no es recordar, es retrieve. Se recuerda un evento, algo que sucedió una vez, tal vez 2 veces, pero algo que usted aprendió, se le llama retrieve. Por eso tal vez en el lenguaje de las computadoras ustedes han visto esa palabra. Retrieve, que es como cuando usted lo saca de archivos viejos, cuando usted lo utiliza con las reglas APA y todo eso, usted debe al final, en informes formales, debe ir la palabra retrieve. Retrieve from Anne with an E. Significa que usted en el libro de Anne with an E leyó eso, sacó esa información, esa fecha, dato, lo que sea, y lo sustrajo de ahí. Retrieve from. The pizza, you already saw it not only one time, so I'm not using that one. I'm sorry. I thought that was the second. Second is this one. I'm trying to open it. Do you know what is a complaint? Making a complaint.
Complain es quejarse.
Sabe bastante, usted lo que necesita es pulir ese idioma. Usted realmente sabe bastante. Bueno, las otras muchachas saben bastante también, pero son como más tímidas para hablar. Pero realmente usted me convence que sabe bastante vocabulario, ha aprendido muchísimo. A usted lo que le falta es eso, soltar la lengua.
Sí. Porque es que sí, yo uso aplicaciones así y las hago bien todo, pero ya para hablar es que...
Pues hable sola, grábese. En el siguiente nivel la voy a poner a grabarme todos los días algo. Voy a poner tarea que me grabe todos los días. Supongo que los otros maestros la han puesto a grabar, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Y español
como 30 veces grabando. Ya me ha tocado.
Ok.
En inglés, pero es un reto, creo que estaría bueno.
Sí, claro. Making a complaint es, nosotros le decimos poner una queja. Ay, vinieron a poner una queja. Es eso, making, hacer un reclamo. Aquí dice prácticamente haciendo un reclamo. ¿Qué es poner una queja?
Hello, I'd like to speak to the sales manager of this company. Yes, sure, I can get her for you. Please wait here a minute. Hello,
My name is Alice White. I'm the sales manager. How can I help you?
What is a sales manager? Vamos, rapidín, rapidín, rapidín. Sales manager. No les creo que no sepan.
Manager de ventas, pero es que no recuerdo cómo se dice manager en español.
Gerente.
Gerente, sí.
Gerente de ventas. How can I help you?
Hello, I'm Pamela Young, and I want to make a complaint about one of your products which I bought yesterday.
¿Qué quiere ser ella? Make a complaint. About what?
Uno de los productos que compró ayer.
Ajá, bought, compró. That I bought yesterday. About one of your products. Uno de sus productos que yo compré ayer.
Hello, I'm Pamela Young, and I want to make a complaint about one of your products which I bought yesterday.
Which product are you referring to?
I used this moisturizer, which proved harmful to me.
What is moisturizer? What is to moisturize? Antes de la R. ¿Qué es moisture? Aquí termina con una E. R-E, moisture. Humectante. Moisturizer, humectante. Okay, I use this moisturizer, humectante, which proved harmful to me. Harmful, dañino.
Me.
In what way it proved harmful?
Right after using it, I got a skin rash.
Saben que es un rash, ¿verdad? Se usa en español. ¿Saben qué es rash? Rosácea.
No tiene la medida.
Sí, de la que le pone roja a la cara.
Tengo un rash de piel, una piel rojiza. Right after using it, I got a skin rash. You can clearly see it.
You can clearly see it. This has never happened to me before.
Well, you can't be sure it was caused by our product. The skin allergy may be caused by something else, like some food, for example. Our products are made according to the highest industry standards.
I know for a fact that it was caused by your product. I don't have any food allergies. The quality of your product is not good.
Believe me, the quality of our product is very good. We have our own laboratory where we do various tests to ensure the best quality of our products and services.
Your company is cheating its customers.
Cheating. ¿Qué es cheating? ¿Qué es cheat? Engañar. Customers.
Cliente.
Correct. The company is cheating its customers. También se usa cheating cuando tu pareja te engaña. Cuando tu pareja te jura amor y tiene a otra persona más. Está cheating on you.
We are not cheating our customers. Our products are not harmful in any sense.
Very well then. I'll take this case to the Consumer Protection and prove that you are scammers that cheat people out of money.
Scammers that cheat. They take away money from people by fraud. O sea, son fraudulentos, scammers. And prove that you are frauding people. Gente fraudulenta. Scammers. Take away money from people by fraud. That cheat people out of money.
There's no need to go that far. We're sorry for the inconvenience, and we'll give you a refund right away. We'll also pay for a consultation with the dermatologist. Is that okay with you?
What did she offer? Two things. What is the first thing that she offered? Here is the word. Which word is it?
Te voy a ofrecer como un reembolso o algo así.
Ok, primero un reembolso, a refund right away. Se le va a regresar el dinero. Esa es una garantía en todas las tiendas en Estados Unidos, supermercados y todo lugar. Es extraño encontrar un lugar donde no le dan refund. Si usted no está contento.
Pero le paga el reembolso del producto, pero ¿y el daño de la piel?
Sí, eso sí, no, claro, no, le dan el reembolso por pero le ofrece otra cosa. El refund, el reembolso, right away, o sea, right away es ya mismo, ahorita mismo, ya.
Convenience, and we'll give you a refund right away. We'll also pay
We'll also pay for a consultation with a dermatologist. Sí, con un dermatólogo. Is that okay with
Yes.
you?
for a consultation with the dermatologist. Is that okay with you?
Now you're talking.
Now you are saying the right things. Now you're talking. Now you are saying the right things. Talking about a business idea, sorry. Anybody, please?
Hablando en ideas de negocio,
Correcto.
sobre negocio.
Ah, sí, no está bien. No se corrija tanto. No se corrija tanto. No se, el inglés no es perfecto. Se entiende. Hablando acerca de una idea de negocios.
Rob, I have a terrific business idea.
Terrific. Tremenda, magnífica, macanuda, buenísima. Idea de negocios.
Terrible,
Oh, really?
suena como que
I'm
fuera
all ears.
terrible y no es así.
Exacto, como fuera terrible, terrible, pero es terrific.
Sí, sí.
Oh, really? I am all ears. Soy todo oídos. Eso existe en español, pero está diciendo I am listening. Estoy escuchando. I am all ears.
We can open a juice bar.
Open a juice bar. What is a juice bar? Idea, what is a juice?
Juice es jugo.
Ajá. Un bar de jugo.
Bar.
Come again? A juice.
Come again, le está diciendo, no es como, ven otra vez, está, can you please repeat what you just said? Come again? A juice bar? What exactly is that?
Juice bar? What exactly is that? It's a small shop or stand that sells fruit and vegetable juices that are freshly squeezed. It can be a kiosk, a juice cart.
Kiosk. What is a kiosk?
Kiosco.
Ajá, solo le ponen la O y ya se vuelve español. A juice cart, una carreta de jugos. Or a juice truck. Estas, las food trucks de esta que están ya muy de moda también, ¿verdad?
Track es tractor.
Ajá, las food trucks aquí en Honduras están haciendo 2 o 3 años. Bueno, en realidad la Chiva salió hace como 30 años. No 30, 15 años, 15, 18 años. La quemaron por último. La usaban mucho las escuelas bilingües para despedidas, para celebraciones, cumpleaños. ¿Quién recuerda la Chiva? Nadie.
No.
Era un carro de esos, un bus de esos buses amarillos viejos. Le quitaron todos los asientos y hicieron un bar adentro con comida, bebidas y asientos, ¿verdad? Mesas. Era un bar en el bus. Y usted lo esperaba, el restaurante estaba donde está ahora el banco nicaragüense, un verde, en la circunvalación. Después de la Universidad Católica.
Pero ahí en San Pedro.
Sí, allá en San Pedro, sí. Sí, yo siempre que hablo pienso que todos ustedes están cerca. Y entonces la Chiva se la contrataba y llevaban música con parlantes a toda madre y daban la vuelta por la ciudad, por usted la ruta que usted les dijera. Nada más que usted les tenía que decir la ruta desde el principio, no podía como, de la vuelta aquí o baje por acá o váyase por allá. No, que ya usted les daba la ruta y ellos le cobraban según la ruta, el tiempo, la cantidad de gente, la comida, la bebida y todo. Esa era, fue la primera truck, food truck que hubo. Ahora es que abren una ventana y adentro está todo, ¿verdad? Ahí tengo un amigo que tiene un food truck, pero es solamente de frutas y vegetales y verduras. Todo está adentro. La gente no entra, él solo abre la ventana, parecido a los de los Estados Unidos. So it can be a kiosk, a juice cart, or a juice truck.
Or a juice truck. Fresh, healthy juices are very popular. It is a business with a low startup cost.
Startup cost, the cost of setting up a business. Startup. Inicio, inversión inicial. Un costo de inversión inicial bajo, with a low startup cost.
Does this idea appeal to you?
Appeal. Do you like this idea? Appeal. Do you like it?
Well, sort of. But who's going to buy?
Sort of. Más o menos. Esa es la forma de decir kind of. Kind of, sort of. Me gusta más sort of, la que es la frase que más me gusta. More or less. Come sí, come ça. Eso es francés, pero se usa en inglés. Todo es lo mismo, sort of. Más o menos. Bueno, más o menos. Sort of. Kind of. Come sí, come ça. More or less. But who is going to buy juice from a stand on the street?
Buy juice from a stand on the street. People who are concerned with their health and who want to increase their energy levels. We're going to make so much money. I'm sure it will be a successful business. Calm down. Don't get carried away. How are people going to know about our juice bar? Business.
Don't get carried away. Become so excited that you lose control of your feelings. Eso es don't get carried away. Calm down, don't become so excited. Era de que aquí, get carried away. El don't tenía que ser en color negro. Porque lo que están traduciendo aquí es el get carried away, que es become so excited that you lose control of your feelings. Calm down. Don't become so excited that you lose control of your feelings.
Calm down. Don't get carried away. How are people going to know about our juice bar? You're going to have your cousin make a website for us.
Website.
He works in IT. You can also print posters and flyers and put them everywhere.
¿Saben qué es IT, verdad?
Website for us.
Claro que
He works in IT.
Claro que le explicaran que es IT.
I know, remember.
Que tiene que ver con internet, es como propaganda en internet. Internet, creo que es la T. He works in IT, internet technology.
You can also print posters and flyers and put them everywhere.
Flyers son mosquitas o volantes. No se dicen volantes, que viene de volar, de fly. Flyers.
Okay, what else? You're going to buy a juice machine, a blender, an ice machine, cups, bowls, and straws. All these things must be very expensive. Yeah, but just think of all the profit a juice bar can make. But first you have to apply for a permit at City Hall.
City Hall, la alcaldía. Esta es alcaldía. But first you have to apply for a permit at City Hall. En los Estados Unidos solo dicen la ciudad. Cuando quieren decir alcaldía dicen la ciudad. La ciudad viene a revisar, la ciudad pasa por la basura tal día, la ciudad te da permiso para el color de casa. Saben que allá, o sea, para pintar su casa, usted no puede pintar en el color que se le antoje. Cada neighborhood tiene su código de colores, que usted no lo puede violentar. Si no le gusta ninguno de los colores de ese lugar, entonces va a comprar casa a otro lado, donde haya el color que a usted le gusta.
Qué cacha.
Sí. Y la distancia también, debe dejar una distancia hacia el norte, hacia el sur, la casa tiene que quedar en medio. No puede pegar, no puede estar cerca ni a, creo que son 3 metros por casa, son 6 metros de distancia entre su ventana y la ventana del vecino. 6 metros es el ancho de una casa nuestra, ¿sí? O sea que una casa.
Sí. Y aquí que la pared de una casa le sirve a la otra.
Pues sí. Una vez andaba buscando casa en Tegus y fui a Ciudad Lempira. Y miré una casa, entré a una casa, cuando me estaban enseñando las casas, entré a una que me fascinó. Me pareció una del Salvador. Entra, sube 3 gradas y se encuentra con la sala. Baja las mismas 3 gradas y está la cocina. Antes de bajar está un baño. Entonces se mira bonita, la sala arriba, la cocina abajo, atrás. Está la salida al patio donde está el tendedero de ropa y los cuartos están arriba. ¿Y cómo están acomodados? Sube unas gradas que están a la izquierda de la entrada, de la mera entrada de la casa, y a media altura se encuentra con el primer cuarto. Grande, bonito. ¡Wow! Sale de ese cuarto y sube otras 3, 4 gradas y encuentra el segundo cuarto a media altura. Que es bonito también. Y sube a 2 o 3 gradas y encuentra el tercer cuarto. Ok, entonces se ve bonito, ¿verdad? Y cada cuarto bien individual, bien separados el uno del otro. El ruido de este no pega a la pared con el de allá, el otro queda más abajo. Y cuando sale uno a la calle y la ve por fuera, todo está construido hacia arriba. Es pequeño, el terreno que le dan es pequeñísimo, pero es una bonita idea.
Sí, por escala, va.
Sí, por escalas.
And then rent a space that includes a sink for washing and preparing the fruits and vegetables.
Ajá.
Wow.
Sink es cualquier lavador, ¿verdad? Lavatrastos, lavamanos.
At City Hall.
Después de aplicar en el sitio.
And then rent a space that includes a sink for...
El sink, eso es el lavador. For washing and preparing the fruits and vegetables.
Washing and preparing the fruits and vegetables. Wow. I sure am going to do a lot for this juice bar. Are you going to do anything?
Siente que todo lo va a hacer él. Que nada va a hacer él.
Yes, I'm going to make the design of the bar. Its name is going to be Paul's Juice Bar.
Paul, el nombre de él. Y él que invierte todo.
That's a good one.
Very funny. Otro, at the bakery. ¿Qué es un bakery?
Repostería, panadería.
Así es.
Hi, what can I get for you today?
Hey there. I'd like a whole wheat loaf and a sourdough loaf, please.
Sure thing. You want them sliced?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, anything else?
I'd also like a dessert, but
Dessert, con doble S. Con una S y la pronunciación desert es desierto. Esto es postre. I'd also like a dessert, un postre, but I'm not sure what to eat. Al principio, cuando estaba el nombre, quería hacer la diferencia. Bakery y pastry. A ver si escribo. Esta es la repostería, pastry. Okay, pero se puede usar bakery, porque bakery realmente es panadería. Maybe you've seen pastry. I love todo lo de las reposterías, me encanta.
Hi, what can I get for you today?
hey there. I'd like a whole wheat loaf and...
¿Saben qué es whole wheat? Whole wheat, trigo. Y quiere decir grano entero. Whole wheat o completamente de avena. Y loaf es el hogaza, la hogaza de pan como pan integral, a whole wheat loaf. Una hogaza de pan integral en a sourdough loaf, please. A sourdough es lo que llamamos aquí como el panini grandote. ¿Cómo le llamamos a ese pan aquí? La panadería que lo trajo le dio el nombre de la panadería.
Baguette.
Baguette. Baguette es una palabra francesa que significa pan largo y la panadería en Tegucigalpa se llama baguette. En día todo el mundo quería pan, baguette. Y el baguette solo era un tipo de pan. Eso es el sourdough loaf, please.
And a sourdough loaf, please.
Sure thing. You want them sliced?
Slice, en rebanadas.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, anything else?
I'd also like a dessert, but I'm not sure what to get. Everything in the case looks delicious.
As you can see, we have a lot of different types of donuts, cookies, cupcakes, and cakes over here.
Yes.
Oh, that cake over there looks wonderful.
Cherries.
This one? It's a berry cake with vanilla buttercream and juicy fresh berries.
Ah, qué rico.
It's very sweet and refreshing. I got all the berries at my local farm. If you like chocolate, you may like this one over here with the frosting and sprinkles.
I rather the chocolate. I'm a chocolate man. I love chocolate. I like this strawberry too. Strawberries, fresas.
Oh, that looks good too. It's so hard to decide. I think I'll take the berry cake. And those cookies look delicious. What kind are they?
Double chocolate. They're a fresh batch too. I just popped them out of the oven a few minutes ago.
In that case, I'm gonna have to grab some. I'll take a dozen, please.
Sounds good. Can I get you anything else?
No vi las galletas.
And those cookies look delicious. What kind are they?
Double chocolate. They're a fresh...
Double chocolate? No, I don't like double chocolate cake. I like chocolate chip cookies, the real ones, the ones that are chewy. Batch, a quantity of something that's just been made. Double chocolate, they are a fresh batch too. Es una tirada fresca, o sea, acaban de salir del horno.
Fresh batch too. I just popped them out of the oven a few minutes ago.
In that case, I'm gonna have to grab some. I'll take a dozen, please.
Docena.
Sounds good. Can I get you anything else?
Yes, I'd also like 3 donuts of each type and 2 chocolate.
3 donuts of each size, of each type.
Sounds good. Can I get you anything else?
Yes, I'd also like 3 donuts of each type and 2 chocolate croissants.
Croissants. El croissant no tiene nada dentro. Cuando trae jamón y queso, que usualmente le ponen jamón y queso y lechuga, se llama croissant sandwich. Croissant solo es el pan. Croissant sandwich es ya el sándwich hecho de un croissant.
Sure, no problem. Would you like the cookies, donuts, and croissants in the same box as the cake?
No, please put them in separate boxes if you don't mind.
Not at all. Here you go.
Thanks. How much do I owe you?
At the post office. ¿Qué es the post office?
Oficina postal.
Ajá, o el correo.
Sí.
Hey, Leah, that's a pretty big parcel you have.
Parcel, paquete.
Can I give you a hand? Where are you going?
Thanks, Alan. Actually, it's not that heavy, just a little bulky.
Bulky. Bulk es cuerpo, tamaño. Bulky es que tiene que se mira tamañote, grandote. Eso es bulky.
I'm sending some clothes home to my sister, so I'm headed to the post office. I thought it was on this block. Can you tell me where it is?
Oh, it's not far. It's right around the block.
Right around the block. Es justo a la vuelta de la esquina, del bloque.
Go to that corner and make a right.
Go to that corner, ve a esa esquina y gira a la derecha.
When you get to the crosswalk, cross the street. You'll see the post office right there in front of you. You can't miss it.
Great, thanks.
Hello, what can I do for you today?
Hello, I need to mail this package to Mexico, please.
What is in the package?
Some clothes.
Are there any breakables? Is it fragile?
No.
Breakables, cosas que se quiebran. Fragile, cosas frágiles. No.
Okay, let's see how much it weighs.
Weight, pesa. Veamos cuánto pesa.
It's about 7 pounds. What is the address?
I have it here.
Please fill out this customs declaration form.
Okay.
Customs declaration, declaración del cliente.
When will my package arrive?
It depends on your shipping choice.
Shipping choice, elección de envío.
If you send it express, it will get there in 5 to 10 business days.
Express en de 5 a 10 días. Y no es que ven avión.
Or you can send it priority, and it will get there in 8 to 15 business days.
Priority, prioridad, 8 to 15 business days.
I would like to send it express.
Okay.
How much will that be?
$65.82.
Oh no, I better send the money. $66. That's crazy.
Oh, I'm afraid that's a bit expensive.
A lot, not a bit. A bit es un poquito. Un pedacito, un poquito expensive.
Then you can choose the priority, which is $43.17.
The priority, 15 to 23 days, for $43. Yo mandé una caja de Miami por $80 y esa misma caja, enviándola de Houston, me costaba $420, la misma caja.
Uy,
There's
caro.
also first class, which is the
There is also first class, which is the cheapest way to mail package. Really, first class, cheapest. That's strange.
cheapest way to mail the package. It costs only $13.19.
$13.19, that's really cheap. Bajando desde 63 son $50 menos. But it will get there in 2 to 8 weeks, 2 months.
But it will get there in 2 to 8 weeks. And it doesn't have a tracking number or insurance.
It doesn't have a tracking number, no tiene un número de control. Or insurance, ni seguro.
Priority is the most convenient, I guess, so I'll go for that.
Okay.
Priority will be the $43, right?
Do you need anything else?
I also need a book of stamps.
A book of stamps. Paquete de estampillas.
Okay, your total comes to $50.35. How would you like to pay?
With my credit card.
Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's it.
Thank you. Here's your receipt. Your tracking number is on the receipt. Have a nice day.
Okay, the receipt, and you have a tracking number.
You too.
Ese es un número de rastreo. ¿Por dónde va su paquete? What is a dishwasher?
Lavador de platos.
Así es, un lavaplatos. Un nuevo lavador de platos.
Do you know where I can buy a cheap dishwasher?
I think the home improvement store is having a big sale this weekend. Is your dishwasher broken?
Yeah, I need to replace it. It's not the end of the world, but... Do you know where I can buy a cheap dishwasher?
Cheap. Just cheap. Just cheap.
Barato.
Barato.
Ajá, una lavadora de platos barata.
Can buy a cheap dishwasher?
I think
aquí se llama ¿qué? Usados. Así es. Que significa usados. Pero ponen USA, de Estados Unidos de América, 2.
Sí, usado.
Usados. Entonces, pero solo hay que buscar los mejor, los que se ven mejores. O sea, lo que ellos compran son todo lo que los hoteles 5 estrellas cambian cada año. Los hoteles 5 estrellas no pueden tener un equipo 2 años seguidos. Tienen que cambiarlo cada año. Entonces, ese es un buen supply para mantener la calidad 5 estrellas. Y, lógicamente, lo venden ya con la depreciación hecha. Entonces, ahí es donde estas compañías aprovechan de comprar. Y se nota la diferencia cuando compran de esos hoteles que cuando compran de los pulgueros.
The home improvement store is having a big sale this weekend.
Antes improvement. Home improvement, mejoría. Mejorar el hogar.
Is your dishwasher broken?
Yeah, I need to replace it. It's not the end of the world, but it's still frustrating.
It's not the end of the world. Está rota, le dice. Sí, necesita reparación. No es el fin del mundo, pero es frustrante.
After having been spoilt by having a dishwasher for the past 7 years,
Spoiled. Treated very well. Cuando you está spoiled, es contradictorio, porque spoiled pueden ser dos cosas. Está spoiled cuando usted consciente. Spoiled.
Ya son las 8, mister.
De veras. No me para la media hora, después ok. De veras, ni me había fijado, estaba tan contento con ese spoiled. Esto es consentido, pero también puede ser echado a perder. En el caso, estaba hablando de spoiled, que estaba siendo tratada bien, estaba consentida por su lavadora. Thank you very much, María. See you tomorrow. I'm sorry.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, see you. Good night. Bye, mister. See you.
Good night.